1, 2, 1, 2.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lovely.
Superb.
Try that.
So, Johnny, you've got quite a long job title. I couldn't find out on the website exactly what it did. I got close. You've got manager at the end of your word, and I saw an advertisement for when you were recruiting for executives. But tell us what your job title is and what it means.
Yeah, well, first of all, good morning, and it's just wonderful, a real joy to be with you. In a nutshell, my role is to connect with churches. So it's a joy to come and visit churches like this morning, to share about the work of IJM, International Justice Mission, which we'll hear about around, but also just to be with churches, to raise prayer, to share and to mobilise and think about really God's heart for justice. Why does it seem central to the Bible that we read? What does that mean for our lives today? And kind of think through some of those themes. So yeah, I love it.
And we at St Peter's Church have for some years been giving to IJM, International Justice Mission. But what do you hope that people here in the congregation know about IJM already? You can tell us more in your talk, but what do you hope we already know?
Yeah, and as you just touched on there, you as a church are absolute heroes, and I hope you know that. I think I was looking at some of the things. For over a decade, as a church, St Peter's has supported the work of IJM, but ultimately the work of justice and anti-trafficking, anti-modern day slavery, which I believe is so close to God's heart. So firstly, just a heartfelt and thank you for the faithful giving and service and prayers and thoughts, no doubt, over the years. But yeah, I think probably the main things to say would be IJM operate really the kind of model of change, and it's a global organisation, so we have kind of offices around and people working on the ground in various contexts around the world, but it's all about how can we help bring people to safety, so people that are in situations where they're being exploited, trafficked, harmed, how can we work with police and authorities and governments and churches and others to help find people and bring them to safety. And that's then obviously a long process of kind of trauma-informed care and walking with them and what that might look like, helping people into freedom. But then, so that's the kind of, I would say, almost like loving the one and helping those individuals in those horrific circumstances. But then also on that slightly bigger scale, we want to work with authorities and people, making policies and how can we actually make sustainable change? So how can we bring in policies where people might not be harmed in the first place? And also places in the world where perpetrators might not be being held to account, so they know actually they can just keep getting away with it and keep getting away with it and make money and things like that. So actually there's the process of holding perpetrators to account to kind of say actually this shouldn't happen and this won't happen. And then, as I say, almost like large scale change. So loving the one and the individual cases, but then with a scale of this magnitude, also thinking through kind of like large scale protection. How can we be a voice? And a big part of that is mobilizing the church around the world in the communities where things are happening, through prayer and through support. And so our faith and the church is very much at the heart of what we do as well, which is amazing.
Thank you, Johnny. Caroline, would you like to come up and read? As I said, it's our 5th Sunday in September.